Hey everyone, this is my Patreon-powered reaction to the 19th episode of Black Lagoon. So, in the last episode, we had an action-packed adventure trying to stay alive and not die. And yeah, that was pretty much the episode. And Benny actually contributed something very substantial in the episode with his supercomputer nerd skills, which the female nerd very much appreciated, and expressed that appreciation in a way that I'm sure was appreciated by him. And yeah, pretty much it was Benny's episode. And we also had some stuff with Edda, who's apparently CIA secretly, so that was a pretty big reveal as well. So let's get into it. 3, 2, 1, play. The second barrage, the third barrage, the fourth barrage, the 69th barrage. But yeah, seriously, we had some pretty good action last episode. Shenhua making good use of her weapons and actually managed to penetrate Revi in like multiple spots on her body. Though she herself almost died, hopefully she didn't. I think she has some help from Wizard, who wasn't very helpful in the fight before that, so hopefully he can kind of redeem himself by helping out Shenhua, get her to a hospital. Something resembling a hospital. Maybe a back alleyway where some med school dropout can help her out, I don't know. And they did a pretty good job dealing with Cowboy. And Dutch's amazing driving skills definitely contributed as well to the victory, so you can't understate that. He didn't get any kisses for his work, but he still participated. Of course, Rock didn't get any kisses either. But don't feel too bad, I didn't either. To be fair, I didn't contribute anything. I just talked while they did the real work, so it's to be expected. Fujiyama Gangsta Paradise. Gangster Paradise, eh? Why does that sound familiar? I bet. Generally. Not the best home ever, but it's my home. Really. Just another day on the job, I guess, for that person. Happy New Year. I would imagine so. Just take a chip and eat it, you'll be fine. Yeah, I think he's in love. He is. I mean, it looks very nice. Very familiar Japanese characters all over. The writing, I mean. I don't see snow very often either. Yes, Gaijin is Japanese for foreigner, and that's what you are. As would I be if I went there. Do you like them? Balalaika-sama. Translator, he's translating for her, of course, that's why he's there. It's just weird because the characters are usually speaking Japanese, but I know they're not actually. How considerate of you. Call of Duty. Have you? Indeed. Wow, dude. I mean, their forces are fine. I bet. Japan, where it's illegal for ordinary citizens to have guns. There you go. Demonstration complete. It's faster than words. We play at a different level. Exactly. Kind of transitioning to Japanese there. I should hope so. She's pretty cool. Maybe a little bit evil, but Yakuza small time compared to Black Lagoon, Hotel Moscow, and all them. Wow. Yeah, they probably weren't that important. Yeah. You know, you should go to a maid cafe while you're here, Remy. I think you'll like it. Yeah, it's not quite like that. Yakisoba, I could barely read that in time. This isn't a real gun. I think you're Remy. Yeah, they did really, really making headway. Yeah, I bet. I know, right? What's wrong with this place? It's pretty fun seeing Revy in Japan, I'll be honest. It is. Does he have any family he's gonna want to... Kitty cat. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot on his mind being back home. And that was episode 1 of season 1. That was a while ago. You're a very different man than the last time you've been here, to be honest. But I didn't expect you to become a pirate. That is something. Yeah, at least let them know you're still alive and well. Yeah. Needless to say, they have very different family circumstances. At least say hi. Maybe get some New Year's money from them. Yeah, you're not normal, Rock. Maybe slightly more normal than the company you keep, but... You should bring him right to meet your parents. I feel like that'd be fun. No. That's cheating. I totally shot that. Your eyes were closed. How'd you notice? You're so... Man, that's a great English. How dare you do that to Revy? Speak Japanese, please. Yin. I assume she doesn't actually have her regular guns on her, because, you know, where they are. He seems like serious business, whoever he is. A bit. You are so childish sometimes, Remy. No way. Where's your bets now? Huh. She's like a fairly normal Japanese girl. Well, there we go. I mean, it's entertaining. That's only the game. I really am curious how the English dub handles some of these scenes. Who are you? Being the short for Genji, okay. I imagine so, he's pretty big. And most people don't have guns, so that's a big advantage. She is. I'm glad nobody died, in other words. I think she's Chinese, didn't she say? Yeah. Yeah. Apparently he knows Russian. Or she was speaking English, which I think is more the case. But when he phrases it that way, you know. You a little bit jealous there, Revy? How dare you talk to another girl? Revy just... Fighting words, buddy. Just this bouncing back and forth between English and Japanese. But pretty much Revy would not really be able to talk to anyone without Rock's help. I assumed it was Yuki as in Snow, but... It does take a little bit of imagination to really understand that sometimes when people are speaking Japanese, they're not really. I noticed. Pretty good. They were in, they were out. It's not. I always gotta wait for Rock. It's important, yeah. I also acknowledge her. If anyone cares about my opinion. I mean, I wouldn't mind staying in Japan for a while. Are you? Oh, damn. uh, man, she has wrecked him. Now more physically. One of them is you. Solid advice. Who masks? Oh, I like the anime girl ones. I guess it depends on the person, but generally, yeah. Yes. That's what the silence means. I suppose. Yeah, I'm aware. True. It's a little bit rude, but wow, that tattoo. I wouldn't mind seeing him fight like that. I was waiting for a butt there. Yeah, you're not the same. Very different. Are they cute? Yeah, Rock. He he's been around. Yeah. You'd be surprised. Someone's talking about you, Rock. I was waiting for you to sneeze. But not too long. Yeah, I'm sure you'll still be there when he gets back. But yeah, a home visit. Which was her idea, so. I assume it looks a little bit darker, maybe some places, depending on the pollution. How dare you shoot me? Love her English. It's almost like you shoot people for a living. Oh, there's some Japanese. It's a little bit jarring switching back and forth. Pop, 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 watching the kids drop. My god, watching Remy just play with kids. So weird. Just give them all the details. And she's dead. Damn, okay. Well, rest in peace, Remy. You were finally taken down by a Japanese child. No, it's reality. I would just play with the kids, you know. How did you... She embarrassed. So cute. Don't break it. Not as sturdy as a real gun. That was a nice little scene with Rebby, I'll say. Of course. Yeah, a lot of movies act like if a guy gets shot, he goes down regardless of where he's shot. It's not quite like that in real life. So that was the 19th episode of Black Lagoon. And this episode, what was interesting about this episode is the fact that it took place pretty much almost entirely in Japan. Rock got to go to his home country, although it's safe to say he's changed quite a bit since he was last here. But it's cool because, well, it's a little bit confusing because the characters usually speak English, like, for the most part, it's just usually conveyed to the audience as Japanese because this is made for a Japanese audience. So it's a little bit confusing having Rock translate for Balalaika, who is speaking English technically, because she does not know Japanese in reality, but you get what I mean. It's a little bit confusing, but you just kind of have to try to keep all that straight in your head, which is a little bit tricky for not so intelligent people like myself, but I get the gist of it. And what's cool about this episode is Revi gets to kind of experience Japan for the first time. Question mark. This is her first time in Japan, I think. I don't know if they specifically said it was, but I get the impression that it was. And yeah, they got to do so. Basically, the job here is the Yakuza hiring the Russians to take out their enemies. That's the gist of it. When you want to get the basic summary of it. But more importantly, Revi gets to enjoy Japanese culture. She got to go to a festival, and she got to use a fake gun. Not quite as good as her real ones, but it's fun. She tries to win a prize, although she kind of had some issues, so she ended up cheating, just kind of poking her with a gun. The booth owner was not a big fan of that, said no, prize for you, and then she just goes off on him in English that he doesn't understand. He's like, speak Japanese and all that, and she gets called a gaijin here and there, of course, because she is a foreigner. That's a fact, really. But still not something you want to be called because it makes you feel like an outsider, which, nobody wants to feel like an outsider. But anyway, pretty much some guy kind of interrupted that scene, Ginji, I think they called him. And he's kind of the guy people turn to when there's altercations like that. Is the muscle, he can kind of deal with problems. And apparently they implied he was pretty good with a sword, so I'm sure we'll see more of that later in this arc. But I'm sure we'll see more of him in general later in this arc, because he's kind of set up as being a pretty important character for it. You had him even talking with the one Yakuza guy, so there's definitely a lot of history there that they kind of got into. Which, a lot of what they're talking about we don't really know about. It's just kind of their own personal stuff. I do want to mention that the one scene between Balalaika and the one asshole was pretty great. Just Balalaika pretty much just wrecked that guy, and that was fun to watch. Just always remind us how cool Balalaika is. But yeah, the final big scene really was when apparently Rock took Revi's advice and decided to go home to talk to his parents, see how they are. and Revy just kind of waited for him on a park bench watching some kids play with guns. And she took it upon herself to kind of educate them about what it's like to actually shoot people with guns and, and how that goes, and just kind of to play with them in general, which was a very fun, cute scene. It's definitely a different side of Revy we got to see there. And it was great to see her blush when Rock showed up. I think that's like the only real time she's ever blushed, like a non-drunk blush from her, so that was pretty great to see. And just one thing I don't think I've commented on yet is just the English of this episode was amazing. Like, objectively speaking, it's not very good English, but it's very entertaining. Just hearing Revy go off in English is always very much fun. Like, almost every time she starts speaking in English, I laugh just because I always love bad English in anime. It's just one of those things that I enjoy. But yeah, I actually was kind of hoping Rock would someday return to Japan and people could see him like the changed man that he is, because that would be great. And unfortunately, he didn't actually get to meet his parents, I don't think. I think he said they weren't home, which is why he got back to Revy so quickly, which is why she was taken off guard, because she wasn't expecting to get back that quickly, but he did, and that led to that great scene. So, yeah, it's pretty good episode. I think my favorite aspect of it is just the fact that it is taking place in Japan, and we get to see Revy enjoying Japanese culture. For what this time, Rock gets to be the one with the most knowledge. He's the one that can kind of guide Revy into this new world, which is very different than how the series began, which is Revy teaching him all about Runapur and how different it is from the peaceful nation that he is used to. So I do kind of like that switch up of the dynamic there. It's pretty cool. Thank you for watching, and thank you Cnouki, the Dragon of Oshu, as well as everyone else, for doing what you can to support the channel. It means a lot to me, and I hope we can continue to grow the channel together. If you want to do more to support the channel, then you can become a patron on my Patreon and get cool rewards like early access to certain videos. Have a good one.